guys are. You guys good?
Nah, I got it.
Matt, just having that spring and same system stuff, what's your comfort level heading into this fall as maybe opposed to last fall?
I mean, just everybody just being on the same page and understanding what we need to get done. I mean, that just brings a whole, comfortability that I haven't had before. And, I've said this in another interview prior to this, but, this specific team right now is something that I've never experienced in my entire life of playing football. Like when I envisioned a team a year ago, I didn't know what this was, and this is this is the definition of a football team, and I think a lot of people aren't going to understand that until they really see us in action.
Can you elaborate on what you mean?
Just from a standpoint of leadership and the camaraderie we have, how close we've grown together, just how much we trust each other. We got each other's backs on and off the field, and really have each other's backs off the field. And Jalen can attest to that. Jalen's one of the older guys, been here with a lot of great Ole Miss football players, and he'll say the same thing. This team is just different from a standpoint of we may not have the best players on paper, we may not have the flash and all that, but I guarantee you we're going to be the best team that plays together.
I know Jalen's gotten asked about you a lot today and about the offense and that kind of thing. I know that they struggled on defense a year ago. You saw them in the spring, though, a lot of new bodies, that kind of thing. When you go against them and maybe 7-on-7 and that kind of thing, do you see a difference already?
Absolutely. They're playing with the chip on their shoulder, and they train with the chip on their shoulder like they haven't before. They're constantly working consistently, and with no coaches out there. So that speaks volume. They got leaders like Jay Jones, Mark Robinson, Otis Reese that are helping that defense grow, and they're going to take it to heights that I don't think Ole Miss has seen since the last time we were great on defense.
Lane was talking earlier about how, in some respects, this kind of feels like year one for him in Oxford because of how weird last season was. Does it kind of feel that way for you with this coaching staff, considering that this first time y'all had the spring?
No, I mean, even not having the spring last year, we were still constantly together 24/7. So I mean, even now, it just feels like there's more time. So we're not necessarily. I mean, we're working every single day together, but last year, it just felt like everything was so bunched together. So it just seemed like there was more. But I mean, now we have an off season, we have time, and there was time to learn. But having that urgency that we had last year and combining it with the time we had is something that is going to make something for greatness, definitely.
Did you change anything about your off-season routine this year?
No, sir, it's the exact same.
The same? Okay. And, there's the mock drafts, and I kind of asked you this before about, you going in the first round of the NFL draft next year or making that type of leap, like what people are talking about. What do you need to do you think, to make that leap to be a first-round NFL QB? I know you're focused on Ole Miss, but to take your game to those type of heights, because everyone thinks that you have that type of potential.
Last year I got asked, why I'm not leaving. It was never my athletic ability that I doubted. It was never that I couldn't throw this ball. It wasn't anything athletically. It was all mental. It was all the intangibles that I thought I could grow in. I mean, I had it, yeah, but I had the leadership by action. I didn't have it vocally, and being able to grow in that aspect, and bringing people with me, and being able to just, like I said, bring everybody together and be on the same page and understand what we're trying to get done as a team. That's what I want. Like I said earlier, this team is something that I have never experienced before because of how close we are, because of the transparency we have with each other, because we know each other's secrets, because that just creates a bond that's unbreakable, that's going to carry over to the football field, but it's much deeper than just football.
Was there a moment, you talk about it wasn't the athletic ability dead, it was the mental side. Was there a moment now where something clicked when you went, all right, I get it, I'm kind of grasping that a little bit better?
Yeah, the bringing people with you aspect. I used to hate bringing people with me because it would always dude, stop talking, I'm trying to do this. It would always be people just messing around, not really getting it done when everybody's together, because you know when everybody's together they want to mess around and joke around, but now it's like I said, we're all on the same page and we all understand what we have. Last year we didn't understand what we had. Like we just kind of went into the game like, okay, we can do this. Like let's just give it our best and we'll see what happens. And now it's like, okay, no, this is what we have. We have a standard now. This is our goal, and this is what we need to do to attain that goal. And I think the consistent work ethic that we've been putting in without the coaches says a lot, and it's gonna show come game time.
Has it been kind of fun making the? I'm sorry, Nick. Has it been kind of fun making the rounds today, SC Media Days, just doing all the different?
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I forgot how it was. It's a little different with nobody here. I wish people were here. I don't know, COVID, but yeah.
You still have us. You still have us.
Oh yeah, of course. But I mean, you just felt more alive it was just so quiet in here when I walked in. And, like before, it was just like people talking. It's like, oh, where am I? Like, what is this? And
How do you feel differently now, 2 years later? What's, you just come
I'm
here.
not so naive.
Yeah.
I know what to expect, and I know how to handle myself.
Lane was telling us in a perfect world you're running less this year. Just kind of how do you feel about that?
He doesn't want me to get hurt. But I mean, I'm gonna run when I need to, but ultimately just being able to avoid contact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hinted about using Jerry on in a lot of different places
Absolutely.
this year. I know you've played with him a good bit now that he's healthy. How much can he contribute as a receiver?
Like I said, we're gonna move fast, and he's gonna be right next to me one play, and on the next play he's gonna be way out there the next, and defense is gonna be like, what's going on? And the way Jarian's been working, he's gonna be able to be there, and know what he's got instantly. And because of that work ethic, because it started from me, it started from me bringing everybody with me and making them learn it, and then now it's like it became a habit. It became a habit and something that they do consistently. And the way Jarian's been working, he is constantly in the building, and he is constantly wanting to learn, and that says a lot, because he wasn't like that last year, and that was just what you saw last year was just pure raw talent, and that's insane.
How did Eli's camp go? And did he kind of teach you anything? And what kind of experiences did you take away from it?
It was cool, definitely, just being around those legends, and just sitting down, and Peyton right next to me to my left, and then Eli's right here, and they're just talking back and forth, and I'm really just sitting back, like I'm trying to listen to what he's saying, but it's like, dude, that's Eli, man. Like that's Peyton, man. Like I'm just like just falling in and out of like, yeah, I'm listening, but it's like, oh shoot, like what's going? Like I'm really here, but no, just we had a meeting with Matt Nagy. There was a meeting with Matt Nagy, Eli, and Peyton, and just everybody asking questions of. What tips they can get from them, and what do they look for. It was really cool hearing Matt Nagy, just what they look for in a draft, and it's really just all the intangibles, because like at the next level, everybody can do what you do, but it's what do you do differently, and from a mindset standpoint, like how are you with people. And I mean, I thought that was pretty cool, because they say that, but that was coming from a head coach, and that's different. And just Peyton, one thing I took from Peyton was just don't do something until you get it. Don't do something until you get it right. Do something until you can't get it wrong. And I feel like that's something that I'm definitely gonna stick by, for sure.
Did you do speaking of Mannings, did you do some recruiting while you were there?
We'll see him the 26th.
Okay, I just got one for you. Talking to Lane earlier, obviously you're a Southern California kid.
Yes, sir.
I'm a Southern California kid, so
Okay.
I grew up with USC's Lane,
Yeah.
Kiff, and offenses. Did you grow up like watching those offenses, and like were you like, did you ever think that you might be
I didn't
one of those sorts
understand
of quarterbacks?
I remember watching USC, man. John David Boone. It was John David, and they were playing. It was SC versus Arizona State, and I didn't really understand football. I remember my dad. So when they get to this rectangle, they score, and when they get to that rectangle, they score. I'm like, okay, I kind of
It was
understand.
like 15 years ago, wasn't it?
And just from as long as I can remember, I don't really remember it being like a specific type of offense that I wanted to be in, but definitely playing college football. So it was definitely like a dream I had, or playing in the NFL. But like going through the process of college, and funny story with Kiffin, when I was in 6th grade, or 6th or 7th grade, I have a picture of myself like with my buddy, just my buddy from back home, and I'm at the USC Camp Kiffin. It's funny how the universe works. But I remember Orgeron was there, and it's wild. It's wild to see where everybody's at now and how they evolved.
Totally understand if you don't want to talk about it, but you mind if I ask a couple vaccine questions?
Go for it.
Just what do you hear from the coaches? Do you guys talk about it as a team, or is it just kind of individual choices at this point?
It's individual choices.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna make you do it. But I mean, do you want to miss a game? Like, are you willing to take a loss? I mean, I'm vaccinated, obviously. But I mean, a lot of the kids' families on our teams may be different, have different beliefs. So, I mean, depending on how their family is, they might be the same way. So, it's something that we're gonna have to talk about and address as a team. I mean, I addressed it yesterday when that tweet came out saying, Greg Sankey, they're not going to push back games. They're just, you're either forfeit or like you guys are playing it. And so, I believe. I don't know. I really don't know the numbers, the facts of the numbers.
Is it something you guys talk a lot about?
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, we get tested for it every week.
Yeah.
But I mean, I brought it up yesterday. Like, we're gonna have to eventually talk about this. Like, are you guys willing to miss a game? Ultimately, is what it's gonna come down to, and we better do it now. Like, we got to talk about it now because we got a break coming up. And it's better to get it over with now than later.
Not asking specific names or anything, but what kind of response did you get in general?
No one responded.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that's because people are just so tired of it, or it's just?
I really don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. I feel like there's a right or wrong answer right here.
No, there's not.
Yeah,
There's
That's
not.
what we were just talking about a minute ago. I don't actually think there is a right or wrong answer.
I just don't.
Like you said, different people have different belief
Yeah,
systems.
so I don't know. Some people are super scared of it, which is understandable. But other people are just like, yeah, sure, why not? I don't really care. Like myself, but yeah. I mean, people have different beliefs, and that's what they're gonna stand by.
You talk about how close this team is. Does that help in this situation? Are you
Yeah,
guys?
I mean,
are
we're
used to
gonna
talking
have
about this stuff?
we're gonna have trust. We all trust each other, and we all trust our beliefs. But when it comes down to it, it's like, man, are you willing to miss this game? Are you willing to? I'm not necessarily gonna put one person and make it like you're gonna be the reason we forfeit this game. But it's like, if you don't do this, like, we have a chance to forfeit a game, and that's going to be a loss on us.
Cool, Matt. Thanks for getting deep with us.